Hey guys, Ben here at the Prickle Farm. Hope everyone's well. Apologies for the lack thereof of downloads or uploads in the last couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I've been busy, night shift and things like that, so I haven't actually really been able to have much bench time in the shed. So last couple of days I have been doing a bit. I'm on days off now, so able to do a little bit more, and work progresses actually. Work's progressing quite well on the Kenworth. So what I have done, and I guess I'll start from the beginning. As you can see there, the bonnet's in primer. Now, you'll note that for those of you who know Kenworths or the W Series kit, have noticed that I have closed off the headlight holes where your normal 5 3/4 inch set of headlights go, quad lights. What this will be, it'll actually have quad 7-inch seal beams, which was an update on the later Kenworths. There's a lot to do yet, there's a lot of sanding in that. I've just put plastic sheet in behind there and kind of plastic sheet in front and filled over the gaps, so a little bit of work to go there, but anyway, that's coming along okay. The cab, obviously it's in primer. For the right-hand drive, we don't have the little visible, or the little hole in the door over in Australia. As you can see there, it's I filled that in too. There's a little bit more work to do with filler on that. Again, yeah, what I did with that is I just plastic sheet at the back of the inside of the door there. If you, I'll pop that out so you can see what I'm talking about. You'll see there's a thin plastic sheet in behind there, and on the outside I made another, just kind of zooming in a little bit, maybe, yeah. I just put a plastic sheet in the aperture where the window would have been. I've used thin styrene rod there just to fill in the gaps. There's a couple of holes, a little bit more body filler. I'll sand that back, and yeah, it'll be okay. I've opened up the back because on that sleeper cab that I'm using, it's a walk-in sleeper. So I opened that up a few days ago. Yeah, there's still a little more sanding to be done. That's why I primed it, just to have a look at where all my nasty bits are, and I'll go from there. The interior cab bucket that you see here, I've opened that up. Again, there's more work to be done on there. Probably could have used a pencil to mark out the hole instead of a permanent marker, but anyway, it's what I had at the time. Yeah, and there is work to be done there. But anywho, I just thought I'd get that done. It's going to be primed for, and I've actually got to fill that there hole where the steering column would go, because it's going to be right-hand drive, this one, so I need to fill that in, but that's okay, can do that. High-rise sleeper over here. Really haven't done too much on that. Can't really cement the roof down yet until I paint inside, which I'll paint soonish. Might even get that in primer tonight if I'm industrious. We'll see how I go. But yeah, so work's progressing steadily along with that. Just mainly farting around. And speaking of farting around, brings me to my next project. So some of the 3 or 4 of you that watch my channel regularly know I went to a hobby shop in Mackay a little while back and bought a few kits. One of them is the Holden Sandman. It's not, and for those, my friend over in the States, Dave Parsley, you'd remember Mad Max 1 and the van that they drove in the little holiday that Max and Jesse had. It was a red Holden panel van. This is going to be a yellow Holden Sandman, but it's going to be a panel van with a bit of a twist. It's not going to be just bog stock out of the box. I've been buying some 3D printed stuff off a chap called Jason Morris, and I'll just put his thing there. It's Morris Custom 3D printed parts and design. Jas is bloody good. So what it's going to have, it's really hard to see at the moment, it's got a different front on it than the normal old single headlight Sandman type front. This is going to have a Statesman front on it. So in Australia, our Holdens had luxury models, and the most luxury model was the Holden Statesman DeVille. So this is going to have the Statesman front on it. Jace is printing these up. So I got him to print me up a Statesman front for it. So it's quad headlight, it's got a full grille, and it's probably going to look pretty all right when it's done, I think. I've just got it sitting there because with 3D stuff, you've really got to sand it and get it to a nice fit, and I'm probably nowhere near that, but I just wanted to see what it looked like on there, and I think it looks not too bad, actually. Jace also printed me up some other stuff, and I'm going to just show you quickly. The wheels that Jace printed for me are Unja hot wires, so they were really big back in the 70s, and my panel van's going to have these on there. Eights on the front, 10s on the back, so it's going to be kind of like what you would have had if you were a panel van boy back in the day. I certainly would have had it if I was a panel van boy back in the day. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too young for that, but yeah. It's got the Statesman front, as I said. It's going to have a spoiler underneath. Again, this came from Jace. Did a bloody good job too, the lad. He sent me a couple of them. It's got a roof spoiler to go on. Don't know if I'm going to use that yet. It may come in, it may not. The colour for mine will probably be yellow. So Holden had what was called absinthe yellow, and I think it would look really nice on this. So that's where I'm going with that one. Again, when I kind of run into steam on the tow truck over there, which, yeah, it's kind of like a bit of a mess in the sand at the moment, but it's getting there. I'll play around with the panel van. I don't know if I'll put Sandman badges on it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, or the Sandman striping. I think I might just kind of do it straight yellow with nothing really, kind of make it just look like a normal van. But anyway, yeah, that's where we are. Guys, I want to thank you for being patient. I know YouTube world, you really should be posting every day, and unfortunately I really don't have the time to do that. But for those of you who have been sticking along, and new subscribers, if there are any, guys, thanks very much for sticking with me. Talk to you later on, and this has been from the Prickle Farm saying see you next time. Bye.